Welcome to the House of Vizsla. I'm your host, Tiger, and we are back. Sorry for the pause on content. We've been back from college. After Andor, we decided to take a break.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, we're back at it, though.
we needed it. Because we are probably not going to stop for some time. So, today's video, by the thumbnail, is another movie review.
Yes, sir. The next movie review. We are going to talk about the Clone Wars movie today, 2008.
This is different than Attack of the Clones. This is the only animated Star Wars movie and the shortest by runtime.
In fact, if you go into Disney Plus under the movies category in Star Wars, this movie's not included there.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
it is a movie. It did go in theaters. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
let's get into it.
PG, an hour and 38 minutes, but let's get into it with the negotiations.
What are we doing first, dude? Oh, yeah.
The negotiator, General Kenobi.
So, what are your first thoughts?
Not first thoughts, Racky. Do you think animated Star Wars is a kid show? Or it's just Star Wars?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, so like, they might have intended it first for kids. I don't really know what the original intention was because, yeah, I just don't know. I had seen some of them when I was a kid, but I had never like finished it. And now I'm finishing them up.
But isn't Star Wars made for kids? It's a story told to kids. That's what George Lucas said. Hey, I created Star Wars for kids.
Yeah.
So, any Star Wars is for kids. It doesn't matter if it's for who.
Yeah. The technical question, the answer is yes. It was intended for kids.
But as the sequels to this movie, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the TV show, it does progress darker and darker as seasons continue.
It's true.
But any final thoughts on this negotiation type question?
No. I mean, I do. This movie was originally kind of like a test, right, for them to see how well, in theory, the Clone Wars as the season, the whole animation thing, all of that was brand new to Lucasfilm, and so it was kind of like a test, just to see how well it would work, and I think it did well, and that's why they proceeded with making everything that they did. So
yeah. So just a quick thing, this animated show, so we don't have, there's no actors, it's only voice actors, and voice actors do an incredible job, and some people who actually play the character in live action is in it as a voice. Anthony Daniels as the voice of C-3PO, Samuel L. Jackson as the voice of Mace Windu, Christopher Lee for Count Dooku. But there are some people, extraordinary voice actors and actresses, who are voicing these people.
Yeah, they kind of filled in for the other ones. Like, for example, Matt Lanter, he's voicing Anakin Skywalker. He does a really good job. Same thing
James
with
Arnold Taylor for the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. And, like, frankly, there's, like, very small differences, but it's hard to it's hard to, distinguish between the two, which is a good thing. Like,
And then Catherine Tabor's voice of Padmé Amidala.
hmm
So you've got that. And then the clone troopers. All the clone troopers are cloned voices. They could have gotten Tamora Morrison, who physically plays the clones in live action, but they couldn't. It's a large salary when majority of your characters share the same voice.
Yep.
You want to get someone who's good at voices. So they got Dee Bradly Baker. And then
Overall, I think they did a really good job with.
And then Yoda.
Yeah.
Yoda was voiced originally by Frank Oz and was puppeted by Frank Oz. In this, Frank Oz is expensive. He's Frank Oz. You know who he is.
Yeah, the legend.
Yoda is voiced by Tom Kane. Extraordinary job. He's also the narrator in it. So, and multiple.
Something I found out today.
Yeah, multiple other of the voice actors do multiple roles just because it's easier. So like, and he also does Admiral Yularen. So like, it's a ton of different voices. People just don't do one voice and call it a day. So. But this is a small film, only $15 actors and actresses in it. So, comparatively to a live action production, you have less. It was directed by Dave Filoni. Writers were Henry Gilroy, Stephen Melching, Scott Murphy, and George Lucas. He was behind it. He was a producer. And then you have Kevin Kiner as a composer, as well as initial scores by John Williams.
Yep.
So, that's just a quick overview of this movie. But what did you think about it overall?
Overall, I mean, so obviously it's 2008. The animation isn't gonna be amazing or anything,
No.
and but overall I think they did a good job. I would give it. I don't know if we're doing ratings on this just yet, but I would give it like a solid, probably a 7, maybe a 6.5. Yeah, we definitely see like the animation improve.
And animation has improved since Pixar.
Yeah.
The initial engine for animation in 3D created by George Lucas at ILM. And it has gotten better, so.
Yeah. And then as far as the storytelling goes, I would say it's pretty good as well. I
think it has more comedic moments compared to a movie. There's still action. It's still a Star Wars movie. But it also can get into... It has some time to do some wacky stuff because it is animated.
Yeah. That is, I mean, kind of expected, I guess. I don't know.
So... Um, but what else? What else? Oh,
Favorite scene?
yeah. I think my favorite scene is when Ub when we finally meet Ahsoka, comes to deliver this message, and meets up with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Obi-Wan's like, "Hello there, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, your master." Ahsoka's like, "Sorry, master, no disrespect, but Master Yoda told me I'm General Skywalker's Padawan." And Anakin flips out.
He's like, what the heck? He cannot believe it.
So
it's so funny that Yoda like set that up and stuff.
It's like
I don't.
It's like one of your like teachers or something. One of your
Yeah.
older brothers or something sets you up with someone.
Yeah. It's like, bro, what? Not at all what he expected. Anakin is not expecting that.
Yes.
For me, my favorite scene, is probably that one. But I also did like the scene, where Ventress and Obi-Wan are dueling. It's a good duel. It's funny though because Obi-Wan, he's like just not trying and easily. It seems like he's really easily just fighting back.
Yeah, yeah. And the banter back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not the first time those two had a lightsaber duel.
Yeah, it's definitely not the last either. Yep.
What else? I think the Clone Wars movie and the series definitely helps expand Obi-Wan and Anakin's character.
Mm-hmm.
And how we go from Anakin at the beginning of the Clone Wars, and then to where we get him in Revenge of the Sith, and to even the end when he falls, and we get to know him on a more personal level. So
that's true. Yeah, everything it's almost like everything we see in this movie, it's going to be built upon. Like all the characters are gonna grow throughout the Clone Wars. Everything is gonna get not better, but like everything's gonna be built up, kind of.
yeah.
So
I also heard in interviews behind the scene clips that when they were filming this, they had it well, all the voice actors were in the same recording studio, so they got to bicker off of each other. Be the characters that they portrayed.
Right.
So
it's more in the moment. Okay, so I'm on here and it says, under the box office, the budget was around $8 million, and the gross worldwide around 70 million. So, yeah, they definitely like kept it on the low with the budget, but that I think turned out for the better. Because we got a good movie. So
yeah,
and then
it did kick off one of the only thing we had in Star Wars since the end of Revenge and before the Disney era. Like, there was nothing released for Star Wars during that time.
Yeah. I feel like the Clone Wars was like a big kind of like that era, that time period, Star Wars grew a lot because we got a lot of like
Because
backstories.
2005 was when Revenge came out.
Yeah.
And then 2008, back to back, we had the Clone Wars movie. We didn't have another project until, well, quote unquote, movie until 2015. 10 years ago.
Huh.
And it was 10 years before the Clone Wars movie, that a live action movie, and we're right in that spot again. 10-year gap
Crazy.
before the next live action Star Wars movie being Mandalorian and Grogu. So
Yep.
all right. Any other things you have on your mind about this?
That's all that's all that I had on my mind about it. It is a pretty short movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun watch. You can watch it with family, with young children, and they get to see some sort of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's not graphic. It's not like the live action stuff.
Yeah.
And Andor, so. But besides that, I think it was good. So.
Definitely recommend.
Yeah, we are going to be continuing on with the movie review series. The next one is going to be Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah, guys, get ready.
And that one, we're probably going to have full guests on it. We're going to pull the stops out because Revenge is a pretty cool movie. Yep. So we'll probably have Echo with us as our other co-host and then a guest. So we may have all full spots filled up. So who knows? But with that said, please make sure to subscribe here on YouTube, as this is the only platform we are on for the moment. And join our Discord. Link in the description for that. It's a great community, and it's free. No Patreon behind it.
Most important part.
So join and become a member of the clans of House of Vizsla. So yeah, we'd like to see you there. And check out our merch store. It has some pretty cool stuff. Let me just.
I think we have some new stuff in there too now.
Yeah, we have some new things.
Yeah. If you're a Star Wars fan or, just want to support us, check it out. It's also in the link.
I just need to put... Where's my site link?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about stuff, just comment or join our Discord and ask us. So,
yeah. Let me pull it. All right. This is it. Pretty simple. Sir. We do have some nice mouse pads, some hoodies, hats. The winter hat is pretty. The winter beanie hat is pretty cool. I have it, and Fives has it. The stickers are pretty good, and the T-shirt is a pretty good quality for what it is.
Yeah. For the price.
So, and we aren't overpricing the stuff that much.
Yeah.
So.
I have the beanie, and it's like the texture and the quality, it's literally like it's pretty close to my Nike beanie that I have. So
and it's the only thing I wear in the winter time. So.
Yeah. All right. I think that sums up.
That sums up that. So, with that said, may the Force be with you.